Good. Hello, it's Mr. E, and welcome to How to Use Scratch Studios for your group projects. Specifically, I'm going to talk about how to use your Scratch Studio that I've created for you using your school Scratch account so you and some of your classmates that I've already pre-selected will be able to work on one group Ocean Week project. Okay, let's go ahead, and before we begin all the how-tos, I just want to remind you that you should be using your school account for Scratch. If you have a personal account for Scratch, do not use it for this account because you will not be able to join the studio that I've already created for you and your group members. Also, do not leave the studio that I have put you in. That way, you'll be able to collaborate and make something really awesome for Ocean Week. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to give you an example. I'll walk you through all of the how-tos. I've created a fictitious class called Room 88A, and I've set up 3 fictitious groups with some, make-believe students, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you that we can how easy it is for Bob, Sandy, Pam, and John to log into their account to get their Ocean Week project started, and how each other will be able to see the project so that you can work on these at different times at home from your own devices, and you'll even be able to make revisions, and you'll be able to share those with your group members as well. All right, sound good? Okay. All right. So before I actually walk you through this, let me explain what a Scratch Studio is. It's a shared folder. It's a place in which students can work together on projects. You probably remember we've done a little of that when with Google, with the Google Drive accounts, we were able to create some group activities. And the good news is Scratch has something similar, albeit you can't work simultaneously like you can with Google's tools. So I'm going to show you how to go to my stuff, and I'm going to show you how to create something, how to add it to the studio, and then how your group mates can access this and they can make changes, and you'll be able to share during the next couple of weeks or so. So that way, when it's time to give your oral presentation for your Ocean Week projects, you'll all be able to share the one same project that you've been working on, and it'll be great. I'm looking forward to seeing those presentations. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to switch tabs over to the Scratch account, and I'm going to go ahead and have the first person sign in. Okay, you might remember his username was QL606060. And he's going to go ahead and log in here. All right. Just like any other thing you're looking for, you're going to be going to My Stuff. Now, since this is a fictitious student who did not create a Women's History project or an Earth Day project, there isn't anything here. You'll be able to see those 2 projects plus anything else that you may have been working on. But what I want to bring your attention to is the left column where it says My Studios. If you click on My Studios, you'll notice that there will be a group there'll be a studio, and it will have your group number on it. If you remember over here, let me go back and show you here. Bob, QL606060, right? All right, so he's part of group 1, Remember that? Okay, so I logged in as Bob and clicked on My Studios. So now here's what Bob can do. Okay, first of all, before he clicks on this link, you notice that he's what's called a curator. A curator is someone who can work on projects within the studio. Okay, this is going to be exciting. Now you'll notice right now there is no project currently available. It will be as soon as I create something. Okay, and it's something that either I can do or any of the people in my group can do as well. Okay, since I don't currently have a project, if I did, I would be able to click on Add Projects. But since I don't, I'm just going to create something really quickly just to get us going here. And this is something that any of you can do during your time in class when we go to breakout sessions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and call this project. Remember, it's a good idea to always give you a project you're working on a title right away, because if you leave it as untitled, it can get really confusing, especially since you're working in a group. No one will know which untitled it was talking about. So I'm going to call this Ocean Week 1, and if there's any revisions or any changes, I will then change it to number 2 or number 3, or that's something that my group mates can do too. Okay, just so that it's really easy to notice that this in fact is something that is Ocean Week. I'm just going to pop in this for us right here. Okay, all right, we know this isn't finished, of course. I'm going to go ahead and click Save Now. Make sure that you do save a project. To share your project now in the studio, you have to do 2 things. First of all, you have to click the Share button. Okay. And then if you go to My Stuff, remember where it said, okay, My Studios? You can go like this, and then you can click Add Projects, and you'll see it's right here. And I can add it to the studio, but just by clicking Add. Okay, and you can see now that, in fact, this is me, Bob, QL606060 has added this. So right now, if anybody else in my group, I'm going to sign out right now, anybody else signs into their school Scratch account, here comes the next person. Let's see, who are we going to have come in next? Let's have Sandy come in, okay? Sandy is 707070, right? Okay. Okay, and she's going to go ahead and put in her sign in. And now when she clicks on My Stuff, okay, again, this is a new account. Otherwise, she would be able to see her Women's History and Earth Day projects. But if she clicks on this studio, and then if she goes inside the same studio that Bob and the other 2 people are, see how she can now see this project that Bob had added? Now watch, for her to work on this project, all she needs to do is go click on this project, and I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, remember now, this is Sandy, this isn't Bob, but this was created by Bob, 606060. So I can click on the green flag, I can see inside, but I can't add anything until I do what's called a remix. And you can see here it says, right under remix, it says, save a copy and add your own ideas. So this is where this is how Sandy is going to now contribute to the project, okay? And do you notice up at the top it says Ocean Week number 1 remix, right? Now, Sandy, for example, she can go ahead and delete the cat, and let's say she is going to look for, let's see if she can find, well, it would help if she would spell fish correctly, right? There we go. Okay. Ooh, look at all these choices here. So she'll go ahead and put in a fish. There we go. She's going to go ahead and save it, share it. Now, Bob and the other people in the group aren't going to be able to see this until she does the following. She has to add it to the studio, okay? There's actually two ways to do it. Okay, remember I showed you My Studios, and then if you open that up, you click on it, okay? And then if you click where it says Add Projects, you see now Sandy can add her remix to it. If she clicks Add, then it will be here. I want to show you a different way to do this. I want to show you even a faster way real quickly here. Okay, so remember this was Sandy's remix, which she added the fish, right? You see this little drop down, Add To? Look at this. She can just go ahead and add it right there to her studio. And then if she clicks on Studios, and she or Bob or the other people in the group, now they have access to two of them, okay? Cool, huh? All right, let's keep this rolling here. All right, let's go ahead and show you the next thing here. We have another group person here whose name is Pam. Pam is 80, right? Okay, so let's see. Here comes Pam. She's going to go ahead and put in her login and password. She's going to go to My Stuff. She's going to jump down to the studio. Again, that's something that Mr. E created. Okay. See, now she can see both Sandy's and Bob's work. Which project should she work on? She should work on the remix, right? Because that's been updated. Okay. So here she goes. She's now going to click. Pam's clicking on Ocean Week Remix number 1. Created by Sandy, which is QL707070. For her to work on this, she has to remix it. There she goes. Okay. Now, you notice the title says Ocean Week number 1 remix. That can be confusing, right? Because you know what's going to happen, right? Yeah, after about the 16th time, it's going to say remix. It's a lot of remixes. Tongue twister. So here's what I would recommend is after the word remix, go ahead, each time someone does a remix, is put a number after it. Okay, what am I going to do? You know what? I've decided that Pam would like to also add some kind of sea life here. Maybe put our little starfish down there. Maybe make it a little bit smaller there. What a cutie, right? Obviously, we could add code and sounds and all kinds of things. All right, so let's save it. Okay, Pam wants to share what she just did with everybody else. So since she's shared it, watch what she does. Just like what Sandy did. See, this is what Pam just worked on. She's going to add it to the group studio. Now she can double check to make sure it's there by clicking on the studio. And look at this. See, this is the original one that Bob worked on. Sandy remixed it. Pam made it remix too, right? Let me log out because I want to show you one more thing. That's right. Here comes John's turn. And of course, we can do this in any order. So here comes John to log in, right? Here he comes. 111, 222. Interesting student numbers, right? Well, they're not real students. They are make-believe. Here comes John. John, you know by now, is going to My Stuff. John is going to the studio. Again, you're not creating your own studio I've already done that. Yes, Mr. E has assigned groups and created studios in advance. So now John can see that was Bob's, that was Sandy's, that's Pam's. Bob wants to make any changes. What's Bob going to click on? That's right, the last version, Remix 2. Bob clicks on this. Bob is going to, as soon as this opens up, what's he going to do? Yep, in order for him to make any changes, he's going to remix it. Let's take a look at the title. Look what happened here. Scratch called it Ocean Week number 1 Remix 2 Remix, right? That's going to be confusing. Look what John did. There we go. He's calling this Remix 3, sharing it. Let's go back here to this. He's going to add something to this, okay? So what might John add? Instead of adding something, John might say, you know what? Someone's got to put in some motion or something here. So let's do this. I think as soon as this green flag is clicked, I want to make sure that the fish starts doing some swimming, right? Okay, so let's say John's done a little bit right here. John's saving this. John needs to make sure that this goes into the studio. You can see here's John's stuff. It's not in the studio until he clicks on Add to Studio. Okay? John can check it by clicking on My Studios, double clicking on Ocean Week, and there's the latest version that John created. There's Pam's. There is Sandy's and Bob's. Should you get rid of the old versions? No, hang on to those, because in case something goes wrong or there's a modification that didn't go right, you can always go back to a previous version, okay? Not that anybody's going to mess up your project, but if for some reason John did something wrong or erased something that Pam and Sandy and Bob really liked here on Remix 2, you can always go back to Remix 2 and continue it, and then just to make any changes, Remix 4. Okay? All right. So now you know how to use our studios, and hopefully you can see what a powerful tool this is, because you can work on these projects, create revisions, add information, interactivity, whatever you want. And again, when we have our presentations later on in May, I really look forward to each person in your group sharing a little bit about the process and the features and the things they like. You know how we do our presentations. It's going to be really fun and wonderful.